Okay, we have just entered a trade here. This is emini day trader, and the order that we have entered on this trade is we are now short at 1181.50 for 4 contracts. As you can see, we have our buy limit for half of our position at 1180.75. That's for 3 ticks. We will buy 1/4 of our position back at 1180 even, and we currently have a buy limit in at 1177.50 on the final 1/4 contract. That can be adjusted depending on really what we want to do. There's a couple different ways that we manage the final 1/4 of the position, and so if we should get to that, we will go ahead and do it at that time. Our protection on this trade is the buy stop for 4 contracts that you see with the red tag, and that's at a price of 1183 even. So we're just going to keep monitoring this trade. We've just been in it here 2, 3, 4 minutes, and we want to make sure that we would consider this trade somewhat nimble, although the rejection off of the highs. By the way, I'm recording this here on Thursday, October the 21st, and you can see the time here. My time, it's a little bit after 8:30 in the morning, which is 11:30, a little after 11:30 in the morning on Eastern time on Thursday. So you can see the down arrow that states the price of 1181.50, because our software actually does identify at the end of the bar if a trade is set up or triggered, and if it's a down arrow like that, it'll show that means it's a sell. We want to get short, and it'll also stipulate the price right there and give a little red dash line right at our entry price. And so we're getting fairly close here, it looks like, to reaching our first objective. And if we do reach that first objective, our stop will adjust down 3 ticks, down to 82.25. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so we've reached our first objective, and you can see we actually haven't yet been filled. Okay, we're filled now, but the Ninja Trader automated trade management system will adjust it even if you don't get filled, as it has already here. We've just hit our second objective, and you can see our stop now is for 2 contracts at our entry price at 81.50. We've been filled on that buy limit for plus 1.5 points on our 3rd contract, or 1/4 of our position, and now you can see our buy stop for 1 contract, which is the final 1/4 of our position, is at our break-even price at 1181.50. So what will happen when the Ninja Trader automated trade management feature kicks in is that it will make the adjustment on the stop whether you actually get filled on it or not, and because all it can really do, it doesn't obviously know where you're trading at, from a brokerage standpoint. They just know where the market is actually traded to, and that's why the stop is adjusted at that time. Now, the way I have this set up right now, if the market moves for us 3 ticks beyond our 1.5, in other words 2.25 points in our favor, then you will see the stop lower automatically to protect at least a 3-tick profit on the trade, and that's the way that I've personally chosen to set this up, and it is a trade. It's one of our techniques. So you can see there the trade moved down to 79.25, so we're up 2.25 points, or 9 ticks on the trade, and that's when our stop is lowered. So you can see now that our entry at 81.50, our protective buy stop 81. Whoa, it just that moved quickly. Okay, so the market's moving pretty hard to the downside. I think what I'll have to do here is go ahead and cancel that order, yeah, I'll go ahead and I think I'll go ahead and cancel that order, because this market is looking pretty negative. And rather than just go for the 4-point objective, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that, what I think I'll do here is just cancel that order. And in so doing, oh, you can see our stop adjusted down one more time there as the market kept selling off. So I've canceled that buy limit order for a 4-point profit on the final 1/4 position. And now what I'll do is I'm going to place a protective buy stop just for one contract, because I just have one contract left on this position, and I'll move it 2 ticks. There's the top of the lowest selling paint bar, so I place my stop 2 ticks above the high of that lowest selling paint bar. So as the market, if it were to continue to move down and form a new lower selling paint bar as it had right here, there's the top of the blue, and I'll go ahead and adjust my stop to 2 ticks above it. And so that's where I'm going to place my stop here. Sometimes, I mean, if the market's really going to take a dive and really move in a strong vertical fashion, then obviously you're better off not taking the 4 points, because you've obviously got the potential to, hopefully reap, perhaps several more points than 4. So it's really an option. We suggest to our traders, some like the 4-point objective on the final 1/4 of their position. Others will just go ahead and do it as this. I think the last video I posted, I just left it at 4 points. So I thought I'd just change it around a little bit, use one of our alternate trade management techniques, and just place our protective buy stop on our short trade 2 ticks above the high of the lowest selling paint bar. I know that's kind of a mouthful there, but when you do it, you get used to it. So you can see this market is moving down nicely. I think got down there to almost to 76. So it's yeah, there we go, 76. And so we're up about 5 points on this trade. So it's moving down nicely, and hopefully we'll be able to. We're going to have to adjust this stop here, because well, we have to wait until this bar is over. But as soon as this bar is over, if the high of this selling paint bar is lower than the previous selling paint bar, then we will go ahead and lower our protective buy stop to lock in a little bit more profit on this trade. So you see it's moving down nice. Okay, that bar is finished. There's the top of that selling paint bar. Place my stop 2 ticks above it. So our protective buy stop is now at 1178. So if the market should now start to rally up, we would get stopped at 1178. We're short from 1181.50, so that would give us 3.5 points. So we've locked in 3.5 points on the final partial. So it's this turned out to be a nice trade. The market is showing some pretty good weakness here, so we'll just keep monitoring this and see if we're fortunate enough to see the market continue down a little bit more. Now this most recent blue bar that you just see that just formed, because that's not a buying or selling bar, in our terminology that would be considered an inside bar, because its high is equal to or lower than the previous bar's high, and its low is equal to or higher than its previous bar's low. So it's kind of contained within the previous bar, and that's why I have not adjusted the stop. So it's just still sitting there at 78, and I think what I'll do here in just about a minute, less than a minute, is go ahead and put this video on pause, because anything over 10 minutes I cannot post. So I'm going to stop it here in just about 10 seconds or so, and then we can follow this trade on the next video.